Hello and welcome to All Saints in Stanton. I'm going to walk you through roughly what it will be like coming back into church as we bring our services back into the church buildings later in September. Of course, each church will be slightly different, but this might give you an idea and hopefully reassure you how safe we're making it and that it will be good to come and gather. We're really delighted at long last to be able to come back to worship together, physically together. We've been together online, but this will be really special and really precious. So, with the aid of Andrew behind the camera and Angie here, we're going to walk you through what it will be like, roughly anyway. So Sunday morning you will gather and hopefully you will keep your distance as you wait to come into whichever church you're attending. You'll come to the sanitising point and you will sanitise your hands. Then you will come to a church warden or whoever's on duty where track and trace contact details will need to be taken. If you have your own pen, that would be brilliant, please. That saves us sanitising or worrying about exchanging pens. If not, Angie or whoever's on duty will take the details for you. And then you will carefully, remembering to keep your social distance. Sorry, I'll let you go through, Andrew. You'll carefully come through and into the church building. So each church will, as I've said, be slightly different. But for here in Stanton, and I think a number of other churches might use this as well, there will be post-it notes where we would like you to sit. So if you are in a family bubble, a household, please sit together. If you are on your own, please sit where it's marked far enough away from each other. We're just really conscious of keeping everybody as safe as we can. Once everybody is in and ready, we will begin the service. But I have forgot to mention that I will be asking every person here, please, every person who comes into church, to be wearing a mask. It's really, really important that we all wear masks in church, so that we can look after each other and ourselves. That also means that people who are leading the service and people who are speaking, doing the reading, can not wear a mask, which also makes it so much easier for those numbers of people who lip read. And we all do to some extent, we all lip read in some way, but that will mean it's easy for them to see the service. So once we are all ready, we will begin our service. It will, sadly, in many ways, feel different from what we have been used to in the past. And for now, at the moment, I'm recording this in the third week of August, at the moment we're told we can't sing. But we will still use music. We will either have an organ playing or we will have taped music. We will still incorporate music into our worship. I think that's really important. But we won't be able to stand and sing. And also, I will ask you to remain seated throughout the whole service. That way we're not speaking or doing our responses over each other, and it makes it safer. If I've asked you to read a lesson or to help with the prayers, I'll still ask you, or Adam, who's leading as well, will still ask you to come and use the lectern. But we will make sure we stand to the side when you come up. That way we all stay safe. Our communion services will also feel and look different. We will celebrate communion from here. We will have a table at the chancel nave step in every church. It'll be set out like a normal communion table, and I will be very careful sanitising my hands in between each stage to make sure I protect you. At the point where we have celebrated the communion, the Eucharistic prayer, I will then put my mask on again before I bring you communion. So having put my mask on, and Adam will do the same, we will then bring communion to you. We'll ask you to stay in your seats, and we will walk and come in the pews in between you. So as Angie is sat now, there will be space. We will be the closest we will be, but we will have our masks on, and we will drop a wafer carefully into your hands, making sure that we don't touch your hands and your hands don't touch ours. I'm afraid it will only be communion in one kind. So there won't be a sharing of a cup or taking of wine, but it's still valid communion and really precious and important for us to be able to do this together, having been apart for so long. We are going to do the peace. We're not going to shake hands, but at one point I will relearn how to do it in sign language. I've forgotten at the moment. Something like peace of the Lord be always with you, but I will relearn it and we'll learn that together. But equally, you can just turn and nod to each other. So we will greet each other. I still want us to be communicating with each other, even though it will be different and strange. Then when we come to the end of the service, then I'll have to get a bit school teacherish, I'm afraid, and Adam will do the same. And we'll invite you row by row, slowly to leave the building. So as each row leaves, making sure you keep your distance from other household groups, we'll invite the next row to leave until we're all outside. Please stay outside if the weather's good. Please stay and chat, keeping our distance, of course, because it's really important that we do have those times of chatting and just catching up with each other. If you want to bring a flask of tea or coffee, then that would be great too. Just come and hang around in whichever churchyard and just catch up. And please wait, because I will probably be the last person, Adam will be the last person too, to leave the church. And we would like to be able to chat to you when we get there as well. So it would be lovely to catch up with you. Andrew, Angie, have we forgotten anything, do you think? No, we're all right. Okay. Please, having seen this, if you have any questions or are anxious or nervous in any way, please contact me or Adam so we can put your minds at rest. We're so looking forward, as I know so many of you are, so looking forward to being able to physically gather together in our church buildings again. But we do need to make sure that we are all safe and look after each other. So looking forward to seeing you in September, whichever church service you choose to come along to. And if you want to chat in the meantime, you know where we are. Take care. God bless.